Once you take the first steps towards greener living, there will be no stopping you. Because when you see the benefits of one small change, you'll go on and on and on. And then you'll ask yourself, why didn't I do this before? I'm George Clarke, and I'm taking on ScottishPower's Great Green Challenge. As their greener living ambassador, I'm going on a road trip across the country, in an EV of course, to meet people who've made the journey to greener living. I want to learn from them how to make that journey easier and more achievable for everyone. Why? Because 2/3 of people in the UK think that greener living is out of reach. My task is to prove that it's not, and maybe tackle a few myths along the way. I'm heading south to Wales, to the Vale of Glamorgan, an easy 70 miles from Hereford, where I discovered my next challenge. George, as you know, 2/3 of people in the UK think that greener living is out of reach. Your challenge is to show how easy it is to get started and how quickly it can make a difference. Let's go. Now, when many people think about going greener, they think about large investments like heat pumps or solar panels. But the truth is, there are many little things that you can do that can actually make a big difference without the big expenditure. But perhaps the biggest barrier is simply the idea of change. It's so much easier to stick with what we know than embrace the new. The reality is that going greener doesn't have to mean a complete overhaul. Sometimes it starts with just one small decision. I'm on my way to meet Rebecca, who lives here in Barry on the southern Welsh coast. I want to find out how she got started on her journey to greener living. Rebecca lives in a 3-bed terraced house with her husband Paul and their teenage son. Paul's 2 other children also visit regularly. So as you can imagine, when everyone's together, there could be lots of people using electricity at the same time.
Hi,
Lovely
George.
to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Good, thank you.
This is fantastic. What a gorgeous stretch of coastline.
It is a lovely stretch.
And how long have you lived here for?
All my life.
All your life. Yeah. Look at you. What a great place to be. Come on, let's go for a wander. So you're a ScottishPower customer?
Yes, I
Good.
have been for a number of years now.
Excellent. And when did you become conscious about being green?
I guess it was when I first got a smart meter, and I just thought, right, actually I can really track my energy consumption here, and it was sort of the starting point to understanding a bit more about our usage at home and how much we used, and so that was the starting point.
And how are you set up at the house? Is it a busy household?
It is a busy household, so myself and my husband have 6 children between us.
Whoa.
We've got 3 teenage boys that are regularly in and out, so it's very busy, yeah.
So monitoring the energy that you're using and how much you're spending on that energy is really important.
It is really important, and having the flexibility to utilise it to our own advantage as well.
Well done for you for taking the steps towards greener living. The rain came in, so we escaped to a cafe to continue our chat. So why did you join the Coast Guard?
I think for me it was because I've spent years on these beaches along this coastline, and I think it was really important from my perspective to be able to give something back to the community. I'd done a bit of lifeguard training, worked with a local lifeguard group, and I just felt that I had the skill set that was needed.
So you're pretty good at saving lives and pretty good at saving energy.
Yes.
Not bad at all. What green energy steps have you taken in life?
I think ultimately for me it was about looking at where my energy consumption was. I wanted to be savvy about where we were using the energy. It allowed me to be flexible, identify key points, tell the kids to turn the lights off, all that sort of stuff. And it was really handy that I had that data. Look, you've had the telly on all day, or you've left the lights on, look how much more energy we used that day. So that was the first step.
So you've got a busy household, kids coming and going all the time.
Yep.
How do you make all of that work when it comes to energy saving?
So part of being with ScottishPower is that I've got flexibility and full use on the app, and one of the key features is the power saver. So I can choose when my power saving slots are. I can choose whether that's because I know that the boys are going to be with us, and we've got 3 boys there at any one time, so I could choose to have that as a power saver slot and have 50% off electricity for those hours, or I can keep it to the weekends when I want to do all of my washing and drying.
And how important is that flexibility to you, and just managing the house and the boys?
Well, we've got a busy household, and my husband works shifts as well. So actually, from that perspective, because he's in and out at the various times of the day, it works really well for us. So we sit down together and we look at what works for us. Moving forward this coming month, when are we going to be here? When are we not going to be here? And we kind of look at the slots that fit for us and that we can utilise most efficiently.
PowerSaver gives Rebecca the freedom to save in a way that works for her. She can choose 8 one-hour slots of discounted electricity throughout the week at the times that suit her lifestyle. By shifting her energy use away from the peak times of 4 to 8 p.m. during the week, Rebecca gets rewarded with a credit on her bill. She's supporting a greener energy system and saving on her electricity at the same time. So you're using clean green energy, you're keeping your costs down, you're actually saving money, and you're doing your bit for the planet.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
That makes me really happy. I'm big on recycling, doing whatever I can to benefit the environment. So yeah, it's a good thing.
And are the kids becoming aware of it? Are they taking green steps when you're nagging them to turn the lights off?
I was like, the washing machine's not going on until tonight. Have you got something for the wash? Turn the lights off. Yeah, they're well aware of the energy saving and.
But it's important, isn't it? Because if you've got that knowledge to pass that on to them, that is so good for the next generation.
I think it's definitely made them significantly more conscious about their energy consumption. I mean, when I'm harping on about it on a daily basis, then it's hard for them not to pick it up. So I'd like to think that those are habits that they'll generate and that they'll continue, and it'll just help to save them money in the long run and obviously be greener.
Absolutely, it's about their future as well. Yeah. So you've been very, very green already, very strategic, but is there any future plans lined up to be even greener?
More recently then, we've just got an electric car.
And have you just got an electric car, or are you a 2-car family?
No, we're a 2-car family, so my husband has the electric car and I have a diesel.
And how do you feel about that?
One of the really great bonuses of having the electrical vehicle is that we have EV Saver with ScottishPower, and that means that between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. our electricity charges are significantly lower, bearing in mind that we're charging an EV vehicle. Last week it cost us £4 something to charge the car. Now if I think about what that would cost me to fill my diesel car for the equivalent mileage, then it's ridiculous difference.
It just doesn't even compare, really,
no,
does it?
Not at all.
But that's you being very careful about when you charge the car, when you don't, and being very efficient with your cost saving.
The cost comparison is ridiculous, especially with the prices of diesel recently. Having the EV Saver tariff and charging the electric car, we can clearly see the cost saving that we're doing and how much it's costing us to charge the car on a daily or every other day basis.
So I think I know the answer to this question. Are you saving money?
Definitely saving money. So what I've noticed is that despite the fact that energy prices have continued to rise, our bills, if anything, have become lower. So because we're being really mindful about where we're using our electricity consumption, it's meant that we've been able to maintain that bill. We haven't seen a rise in our energy bills.
Well, thanks very much. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Now, the figure that began my journey was that 2/3 of the people in the UK believe that greener living is out of their reach. Well, actually, Rebecca and her family story have taught me that it's very much within everyone's grasp. It starts with very small, simple changes that can make a massive difference to your energy bills. Probably the biggest lesson that I've learned from all of the wonderful people I've met on this road trip is to go at your own pace. Whether it's smart meters, EV chargers, heat pumps or solar panels, you don't have to do them all, and you don't have to do them all straight away. But when you do begin your greener living journey, rest assured that ScottishPower will be there with all of their knowledge and expertise to help you every single step of the way. And in the end, you'll have a very energy efficient home that'll take a little bit of pressure off your wallet and help save the planet. And surely that's what we all want. This road trip has been quite the eye-opener. It's been amazing to meet people all over the country and hear their stories. Next time, I want to hear yours.